Hey, third graders, this is Mrs. Lakos, and we're going to identify regions in Michigan and regions that Michigan belongs to today. And it's important to understand that regions have things in common, and you are successful with 4 or 5 correct answers on the quiz. So, just as a quick review, a region is a place with something in common, an area with things that are alike. It might be natural, like a mountain region, or it might be a city, which is man-made. It's human characteristic, but a city would be considered an urban region. The United States is divided into regions that all have similarities. Right in the middle, like the Rockies and Plains, the Rocky Mountains are part of that region. And you can see that Michigan is in the Midwest, which is not really in the middle or the West, but at the time it was named, there weren't as many states to the west of us. So we really were the Midwest. There's the 9 other states, and they do have something in common besides being in that area is they're all kind of farmland and flattish and generally have the same kind of patterns. Michigan is also part of the Great Lakes region. And if you look at that map, in the middle of all that red are the 5 Great Lakes. So anything that touches the Great Lakes is part of the Great Lakes region, and that includes Canada because Canada is on the other side of many of the lakes. Now, Michigan is divided into different regions, and a lot of maps explain what each region has in common. Some of the regions are about locations, and other are about people or natural characteristics. These two are similar when they just have the north or the southeast, or Detroit. They're not exactly the same. This one doesn't even have the Upper Peninsula. And then these maps give information about forest regions and regions where fruits grow best. And you can see if you can find Muskegon County, where we are, kind of on the side, you can see what kind of forest we might have or what kind of fruits we might grow. Like this one up here, we really don't grow grapes in Muskegon County. And we do have forests. We're right in the middle. We do have forests, but not super heavy forests. And peaches, we're kind of right in the middle. And some of the other fruits. If you keep an eye on Muskegon, you can see what is special about us. These maps show location regions of Michigan, but they were developed by different groups. And so they don't have the same areas. Those lines showed up there. Sometimes the maps show the same areas with things in common with just a few little differences. These are similar to the ones on the other slide. This one has names, one has numbers, the other one had zones. But you can see that Michigan over here is still in the west part of the state. There we go. Now, these maps show special regions of Michigan. Okay, these are more natural kind of things. Okay, the first one is about snow. The areas with the heaviest snowfall are called the snow belt. And you may have heard people talk about lake effect and how we get so much snow. If you remember, Muskegon is right about over here. So we are in that snow belt region. But if you come over here, I'm not even sure what physiographic regions are, but you can see that these upland and lowland and plains, but Muskegon, this one falls in the Lake Michigan lowland plains, whatever those mean. So these maps do have to do with physical characteristics. So just remember that a region is an area of land that has common characteristics, and places in a region are alike in some way. This first one is about where you find bears. And then the second one just says sometimes they like to look at 2 different maps and see if there's a connection And what do you think? Is there a connection between corn growing region and a long frost free? It means it stays warmer, they get frost sooner in the lighter colors. Do you think there's a reason that the corn grows where it's warmer longer? Just something to think about. Go on and go ahead and take the quiz, and remember that regions have things in common.